Welcome to Cross Transformation. It's Mariam here, and in today's video I'm going to talk about how to find inner peace. We are the result of our strongholds, beliefs, as well as the internalized feelings and emotions. So at any point in time, if we are experiencing the pull and push or the inner conflict, it's good to ask ourselves, have I realized the state of freedom in that context? And most of the time the answer is no, because we have found the perception of freedom, but not necessarily the state of freedom. And I would like to share this with you. The state of freedom is the key to finding inner peace, but the perception of freedom is usually changing from one lower emotion to another and remaining in sin consciousness. So I'll give you an example. Let's say I have been feeling envious of somebody or something that they have got, and in that jealousy I'm feeling satisfied, because before that jealousy I was experiencing maybe depression, loss, a sense of loss and resentment. So getting myself to the experience of jealousy gives me the perception of freedom, because in that amount of freedom I am finding satisfaction. But that is not the truth of freedom. That is not Jesus in me. That is not who I truly am, my Christ identity. So many of us settle for an experience like that. We prefer to be jealous or envious instead of finding gratitude and satisfaction as a result of who we are, not our identity, Christ says. Another example, let's say I've got this strong sense of competing with other people, making comparisons, and that is just because if I wouldn't be doing that, then I'm going to feel really undeserving and unworthy. So that comparison, that competition gives me the perception of freedom, because at that level I am feeling free. But that is not the truth of freedom. So as long as we have got these patterns, strongholds, and we keep experiencing them, then we are not going to realize the state of freedom, which leads to finding inner peace. And that is the reason we must realize the peace of God that transcends all understandings, because my understanding, your understanding, if it's based on perceptions, then it's going to create a sense of conflict in us. And as Jesus says, I leave peace with you. Peace is what I leave with you. But many of us have departed from that peace because we have settled for the perception of freedom, not the state of freedom. So look into your unconscious beliefs and see, what are you settling for, which is gonna lead you not to finding inner peace, but just experiencing this much of tiny bit of freedom in any moment in time. And that is really an unhealthy state of being, because it's sin consciousness, lower emotions, having departed from our intimate relationship with God, and you're no longer our Christ identity, but we are experiencing identity crisis by remaining in our perception of freedom. So finding inner peace is to heal our perceptions and not to settle for the perception of freedom, but the knowing that the peace of God transcends all understanding, and His peace is within us. We just need to find our way out of all these conflicting patterns that are related, and one leads to the experience of the next, and then we find ourselves repeating all these patterns, and remaining in separation from the wholeness of God, from our Christ identity, from returning to unconditional love. Take a deep breath in. Realize your truth of freedom within. The state of freedom is of Christ. It's God's consciousness, and we are here to journey with the consciousness of God instead of relying on our perceptions from childhood and settling down for this much of freedom. Bless your soul. Go inward and break the strongholds. You can do it. You can realize that the peace of God is in you, and you no longer need to equal jealousy to satisfaction, equal unworthiness to wanting to compare yourself with others. You can come out of these patterns and show yourself that you're a child of God. You are loved, and love is gentle. Love is all about forgiveness. Love is not bitterness, but it is sweetness. It is beautiful. It is you. It's the presence of God in you. Well, that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed Cross Transformation. Thanks for sharing the video. If you've liked this video, put a like on it. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. And if you would like to book a healing session with me to explore your soul, make sure that you click on the link in the description below. That's it for today, and I'll talk to you soon. God bless you.